Steve, just firstly, just catch up on the signing of Jack Redshaw. Pleased to get that one over the line.
Yeah, it was quite tough to get that one over the line. There's a lot of interest in him, and you know, we got him down here. He saw the training ground. He saw the new stadium. We told him the plans. We told him the potential sort of targets that we had, and you know, thankfully he chose us, and we're delighted. We think it's a really good coup for the club. I saw him play for a number of teams, scored goals for Morecambe, scored goals for Salford. We played against him in a sort of a behind closed doors game in lockdown, and he was standout then. And he's got a really good sort of work ethic about him, and he's kind of fitting into what we're trying to do here with regarding positionally as well. So really thrilled with him. We're getting him over the line.
Yeah, and obviously you've got another new signing, Kieran Kennedy, in today. A player who's majority played higher up. Another good sign. Yeah,
we coached him at Macclesfield. Me and John had him at Macclesfield when John went on to win the National League, and I left and went to Gateshead. John then took him to Shrewsbury and then Port Vale with him, where he was unlucky with injuries. Played a little bit of Wrexham last year, but yeah, came up through Man City. Good age, the type of centre half that I like. You know, he's a little bit like Sean will be on the other side, mobile, comfortable carrying the ball. Not scared to go out and run and go into the channels and defend if need be, because we want our wing backs high up the pitch. So yeah, fits a lot of the criteria I wanted, and obviously having worked with him before, knowing what type of lad he is, knowing that he's an age where he wants to progress again now. You know, he wants to get. He's took a step back in levels wise, but he knows what this club is capable of doing now. That's a part of what we sold to the lad and to other players who've stepped down level. It's a step back to really try and shoot themselves forward again.
Yeah, and is he going to sort of fill that right-hand centre side?
Yeah, I mean, between himself and Josh King, you know, both have the same chance pre-season, but you know, I feel like now he's probably the last piece of the defensive sort of jigsaw, and I think I've also given myself really good options with himself and Michael to play in a number of positions. You know, Robbie Tinkler's a very accomplished centre midfielder, you know, very good holder, and he's a very good right back as well. But you know, I've kind of brought him in originally to be a sweeper, that's where he had his best games for me. Scotty Barrow can play left side centre half. Newts can play left back. Newts can play centre. Spratty can play left back. I've got good options all over the back five now. It's exactly what I wanted.
And you just mentioned again Michael Duckworth there as well signing. Is that going to fit on into the right wing back side?
Yeah, that'll be initially what the plans are. As I say, it gives us scope to do a number of things, and that's what pre-season's for. You know, we'll have a look at all the systems. We've got the best part of, I think we've got 5 games organised now, albeit, you know, most of them behind closed doors or training ground games, but good standard, good chance to have a look at them. Got a good number of youth players in. I've been with the youth team today. Good bodies around the training ground again, so we'll be able to get plenty work in when we do get started. So and again, he's a really talented right back, very good on the ball, very good with both feet, can chip in with goals. And a local lad, you know, I think it's important that we have a decent core of local lads in as well. You know, I know from experience up at Newcastle, the fans especially can certainly sort of empathise with lads from the same area. So I think it's been a good signing for a number of reasons.
Yeah, it's got to be said, a really high level of recruitment going on at the moment. What's the secret essentially?
It was just a case of, you know, when we were looking at other players in lockdown, a lot of the players that we were looking at in the league that we're in the league above, ended up sort of re-signing for the clubs that they were at, just basically for security, I guess. You know, the furlough going on, so we set out recruitment to take a look at maybe potentially getting players from higher above, and it's been tough, but it's been rewarding. We're hoping that by maybe 2-3 days time we might have another 3, which would get us up to 16 players. That's including some young Charlie and Reese. but that gives us a really good base to get going with. And then if we have to be patient with 2 or 3 more, then so be it. But at least it gives us a very good base. And as I said before, there's been a lot of work gone in between myself and Mickey and Dave to go through endless amounts of CVs and doing a lot of homework on who's available, who's attached, who's unattached. And as I say, fingers crossed we get 3 more over tomorrow. I'll be thrilled.
Yeah, I guess doing your business early like this as well gives you a lot more time from now until the start of pre-season as well. So.
Yeah, I mean we haven't. It's been a unique year, lots of ways. We've suffered because of it, as not as badly as other people in the world, but from a football point of view, results and trying to get promoted point of view, we've suffered. And it's a really quick turnaround, so I didn't have a lot of time to sulk and lick my wounds. It was a couple of days, and then we went through an awful process of releasing players who essentially had done brilliantly for me, and that was a big gamble. Phoning lads up, telling them that there was going to be no contract offer made to them that had just spent the whole of last season and certainly not out of the top 2 was tough. And that we had to back ourselves that we were going to be able to replace them and hopefully go a different direction and be successful another way. And I suppose the proof will be in the pudding with games and points, and ultimately whether we get ourselves back up to where we were last season. But it feels like we're doing the right sort of work now.
Yeah, and just finally, you mentioned before in the interview you've been watching the youth team training a bit these past week. Is there a few who's going to be training in the first team come pre-season? Yeah,
again another difficult situation because there's 3 or 4 young lads that we had to make decisions on at the end of last season, and that was cut short. It was kind of the time we usually start discussing it around about March time, and then obviously lockdown kicked in and everything shut down. So just wanted to give these lads a chance to come back and train and give us the best part of another month to try and make decisions on them and chat to them and see what they want to do. There's a couple of lads who have decided to go elsewhere, as in other careers and things, which happens if they don't see a future in the game. But as far as these lads are concerned, we're going to give them every chance to train with us through the pre-season, possibly more than likely be involved in a couple of the games, and then we'll be able to make a more measured decision on them than just sort of making decisions on what we saw 6 months ago.